Here's Keith Carling sharing the front row on the grid this afternoon with Mark Trenouth. Trenouth, of course, pole sitter in the Collarbon, Lysat entry number 8. Peter McKay joins us this afternoon. On paper, Trenouth should do this easily, but it is Amaroo Park.
It is. He won the first this morning, the preliminary, with a new lap record. But Carling's car should suit the longer 10-lap distance.
Another strong field for the Toledo Tool Sports Sedan Series Round 3 this afternoon at Sydney's Amaroo Park Raceway. We're about 8 seconds away from the start. Flag is up. Racing. And Carling gets off the line quickly, but Trenouth is even quicker. And going with them on the inside is Bob Tyndall. And Tyndall will force an inside pass very quickly on Carling, who's been swamped even by the Alfetta as they head to the top of Nissan Skyline and prepare to drop into Dunlop Loop for the first time. Trenouth is the first one through. Tyndall is the next one. Carling's picked up a spot. Comes back into third now as they exit the loop and work their way down to Mazda Corner.
Yeah, Carling looks like he must have missed a gear or something off the start, looted badly, and now he's going to try and rake in the top two, and that's going to be very hard to do because Trenouth and Tyndall know what winning is all about at Amaroo Park. Somebody getting off in the dust there as they come down to Honda Corner and through it for the first time, and somebody's right off Des Wall. Out in the scrub, somebody else there over in the bank.
Attard, I think that is, in the Mazda.
Still Attard came off 4th spot on the grid. It's going to be a lowly finish for him though. Yes, it was Attard, car 11.
Come across the strike, 1 lap completed, 9 remain. Trenouth has Tyndall riding right on his bumper as they head up Nissan. But Trenouth drops into the right-hander at Dunlop Loop. Car sitting perfectly on the road, the Collarbon sponsored Jag, and he holds a good break as they work down towards Mazda Corner for the second time.
Carling coming back now, the lighter Mazda will really show out over 10 laps, probably creep right up on the tail of these big heavy cars. It's not a quick starter, but once it gets rolling, it seems to be able to keep the pace with these big cars.
They might be able to work Tyndall over, but then again Trenouth might be another problem. If my memory serves me correctly, the last round here, in fact, Trenouth had the pressure applied well and truly.
He did. The world's winningest Jaguar in 1986.
No, 86, yes. Tom Walkinshaw looks good this year. Tyndall closes up behind Mark Trenouth, dropping into Dunlop Loop. And along in their draft is Keith Carling in the Mazda RX-7.
The top 3 have really scooted away from the rest of the field as they come back towards Honda Corner once more. Russell Kramer in the Falcon occupied 4th spot, but I think he's just given that up as we watch Carling and the leading division coming down into the late corner once more. And it looks like Chris Clearahan, yes, is in 4th spot.
So we'll pick up on Chris just a little later in the Alfetta. There's the gap, 1 back to 3rd. Then is 4th place Chris Clearahan.
Gee, that car's been around for a long time, Peter.
The ex-Tony Edmondson car, been around about 5 or 6 years, perhaps longer, and still fairly competitive. Beautiful looking car, well built too.
Busy day for Chris Clearahan, was a competitor in the Sports Car Championship round before we came on air today. That was won by John Bow. I'll tell you what.
He made a pit stop.
Yep, he actually made a pit stop in the middle of the field, then came back and won by an hourglass and then some.
I think they just made the pit stop to count the wheels.
Chris is going around in the production car race too, I think, isn't he?
Exactly, he's got a busy afternoon, Chris Clearahan. At the moment, though, he's chasing 3rd spot. That's held by Keith Carling. There's Carling going through at the moment, Clearahan going through in the Alfetta.
And if anything, Carling has dropped off the front cars, making a liar of me.
So
you give them a rap and they let you down every time.
Every time, Peter. There's Russell Kramer. 351. In the Falcon, heading to the top of Nissan Skyline.
Doing a good job to keep that big lump of iron in sight of the leaders.
Quite a handful round Amaroo Park.
I'll tell you what, the leaders very shortly are going to be inside of the tail enders the way they're going up front.
This was a great race at the last meeting, and they're pretty close enough to turn on the action today too.
That's the car holding down 4th spot on the racetrack.
6 litre 6-litre Chevy in that Alfetta, not a four-cylinder as it came out with.
No, it scoots along the straight all right. Clearahan giving it plenty too.
And when he crosses the start-finish line, the leaders are over the top of the hill and gone. Keith Carling just disappearing there out of that shot.
The Alfetta 4.95 seconds behind the leader. So we'll time him again another lap or so and see if he's making any progress.
Here they come down towards the left-hander.
Leaders go through the bottom of the screen and they're overtaking the tail enders. So Trenard
Shell Ultra replay as one of the incidents we, of course, pick up here. Car number 87.
Ross Mackenzie, that is, in the Tirana. Having a good look at the world, 360 style.
Trenard the leader and starting to get in amongst the tail enders, as we said. And that's them just disappearing off the left of screen.
Tyres might be going off. He missed that apex and that one by...
Oh, he's off.
Yes, missed it altogether.
I'd say he might have a tyre problem there.
Rough and tough, mean and cruel.
And Big Bobby Tyndall.
That's certainly right up. Now Carling will have Tyndall riding behind him, and now, of course, Chris Clearahan ducks down on the inside to keep the pressure well and truly on Mark Trenard. That was close.
More than close, I think.
The big mover is Chris Clearahan in the Alfetta, but there's plenty of action around him too.
Look at some of the Smoky Joes up front.
That's Tyndall. He leads the race, believe it or not. These are all tail enders that he's overhauling on the way up the hill. So Tyndall has it at the moment. Keith Carling is in second spot, and Chris Clearahan in the Alfetta is
Where's
third.
this guy going? Oh, that's he missed the apex just marginally.
Carling is right back in this motor race.
Certainly is, Pete. Coming down.
The problem with these lap cars is that they're often involved in their own little dice, and they can tend to ignore the mirrors a little.
Well, they've got to survive this, the leading two cars, survive this traffic for 2 more laps.
Coming through the lake corner, the short straight up to the right-hander. Let's take a look at this.
Albert
Shell
Cedars.
Ultra High replay.
Car 33, Albert Cedars in a Mazda RX-3. It was only half of a Mazda RX-7, and now it's only half of an RX-3.
Plenty of drama. Over the top and down into Dunlop Loop again. There's our race leader, Bob Tyndall, car number 49. Sitting right behind him is Keith Carling, and making up some ground is Chris Clearahan in the Alfetta.
Tyndall's doing well to hold Carling out here with a lap and a half remaining. Can he hold onto the flag? That's the big question. Carling in the lighter, more nimble Mazda RX-7. Looking for a run on the inside of Tyndall. Cannot get it through there.
He hasn't got too much time left. They'll take the 1 lap to go board next time around. Tyndall into the lake turn, drifts out wide. Carling loses a little in that exchange.
Not a lot of passing areas on this motor racing circuit. There's perhaps 2 spots, and I think Carling has got about 1 more chance left.
These are the 2 cars, 2 drivers that are running first and second in the Toledo Tool Sports Sedan Series at the moment, so there's a lot at stake here. Carling can get by. This will put him into the lead in the series.
They come down towards the left-hander and Honda. Strange thing is, program lists the race as a 10-lapper, but the drivers didn't get the signal the last time around on the last lap board, so that makes it even more interesting.
They're going to get it this time round, though.
Coming up to Wonderlick Corner will be the next one. Tyndall fighting his way through some of the slower cars here. Now they'll get the signal as they go across. Tyndall is very, very... Oh,
gee.
almost bounced off that one.
Yeah, almost got squeezed out that time. These guys will be glad to see the checkered flag. The traffic is very heavy.
Tyndall drops into Dunlop Loop. Carling very, very close this time. Slower car. Got to make the move now down the inside. Carling sitting there to wait and see. Oh, well, that got past the slower car, and Carling thought about diving down the inside at the same time.
I don't know what these guys are are looking at, but that fellow certainly wasn't looking
Here he
at either
comes on
flags.
the inside, thinking about a pass here, but Tyndall will have every incentive in the world. Here comes Carling down the outside, trying to sneak across to the right-hander, and has done it. What a move from Carling. That was sensational stuff. He floats out of the lake turn. Short straightaway now up to the right-hander at Wonderlick corner. Flagman ready with the checker, and Carling has done it. He's come from nowhere. Last corner and takes the checkered flag. Carling picks up the win. Tyndall will get second out of all that. And probably Chris Clearahan will pick up third in the outfitter, just passing Mark Trenouth. That was a screamer.
They've done it again, another good one.
Keith Carling, hand in the air. The Toledo Tool Sports Sedan Series. Let's check them out on the Castrol Oils 8 Oil scoreboard. Carling the winner, Tyndall second, Chris Clearahan from nowhere to third.